Good evening, brothers and sisters of the Church of God. I've been spending the last few days, ever since we got the new release, the Lorngasm, as I like to call it, the full phone call. I've been searching the Holy Monography and tried to find exactly where the phone call fits. Of course, we already know where the first phone call, the one that we have, the one where he sings to her, we already knew where it fit. Right here, and that's the best phone call. The other phone calls are excellent and they're very good, but the one where he sings, of course, cannot be matched by anything. And we pretty much had a hint that there was a phone call missing. Like, he says, "Are you nervous?" "A little." "You don't have to be precious." "What happened? Where's my precious princess?" So we know that something happened, probably that the phone hung up. And also the phone number 2 starts with the, "I didn't know she hung up on me." So we pretty much knew that it makes sense that the phone call was missing. I was pretty sure we would never get it. And it's actually the first time they hear each other's voice, so it's quite an important moment. So those two, we really knew where they fit. And we knew a few of them were missing. We knew that at least Lauren talked to her before coming. We also knew that he talked once on the phone at some point, so that we knew. But the rest of the phone call were pretty tough to place, especially the third. The third is quite hard because this is on September 21, and I already placed the number 4 and 5th and 6th. I knew I could find them like within a few hours, but the third one was pretty hard to find. It took me a while, and I knew it was between September 21st and October 14th, and I had some kind of zone where I knew it could be, because I knew it could be like probably close to the middle of it, like, because it makes sense. It's probably like right in the middle between September 11th and October 14th. And I also knew the talk on the phone. That's the big hint that helps me. Lauren on the phone said he just quit his job, and he says, "The boss told me what to do, so I told him to fuck off." Isn't that the kind of thing you expect Lauren to do? Like, if your boss tells you to do something, you do it. I don't understand his logic. Like, he goes to work, the boss says, "Lauren, could you finish this report, please?" "Fuck off!" Like, dude. And then he goes in a long rant on the phone. But that's really a big hint. And there's also the fact that at the end of the phone call, Kayla says, and that's how I found it. At the end of the third phone call, she said, "I gotta go. My parents just came back." So I knew that it was after her parents left. So I did some research to find it, and I knew that because on the phone she says they're fighting. I hear them fighting. And actually, the decoy invented that because, she wanted to hang up on Lauren for whatever reason. Maybe she couldn't tolerate like that a second more. Like, that's probably the main reason. Like, after 16 minutes of talking with Lauren, that's all you can take, right? So that's how I finally found it. The first thing here, my parents are going out tomorrow night. I think so. I will be able to call, but for some reason, it doesn't materialize. She just doesn't log on for the next day. And then you're really gonna have to be calling me like the very first chance you get to. Look at that bussy piece of shit. I was thinking about Lauren business, and I'm gonna talk about it later. That's pretty much the only job he could ever hope of having. And even there, because he's gonna be his own boss, right? He's gonna be the one deciding everything. Because that's a guy who cannot work in a team. He cannot take advice or orders from other people. He has to decide everything, but he's gonna have a customer or a client eventually, and the client's gonna piss him off, and that's pretty much Lauren's life story here. Okay, now he's very bossy. He says, "You're calling me tonight." "I don't know, I'll try." "No, there's no I don't know about it. When they fall asleep, you're calling me. I miss you so much, it's starting to hurt." The first reaction is to laugh, but look at how bossy, and that's not a unique occasion. He does that always, all the time he does that. But now I was looking at it, and I guess that the phone call was pretty close. And then I guess Kayla kind of like flipped out, I guess. So about 10 hours later, she probably spent the day like with the voice decoys, like, I need you. He's getting impatient. If I don't call him, you know, he's gonna flip out, and I don't know, he might not show up. So you need to call him. So about 10 hours later, she says, I gotta go. I think you're going out tonight. I probably can call you on here tonight. Be on here tonight, please, because that gotta be hard to organize. Like Southern Aphrodite, the girl that does the Kayla's voice, she probably has other stuff to do. You know, she has a life. She probably has a job. So she cannot be like always at Lauren's request. Like she cannot be always present for Lauren. And then eventually, 8 hours later, hey, they're gone. Want me to call? Yes, smile. Okay, talk to you in a minute. Okay, I'm waiting for you to call, precious. And the phone call number 3 begins with, what took you so long to call? Blah, blah, blah. And she says, I had to find the phone. And when you look at that really fits. Like, talk to you in a minute, but it actually takes 7 minutes. Even him seems to be tired. And even there, there's a few more minutes before she finds the call. So that really fits exactly the phone call. And if you're still not convinced, like there's a gap in time, but if you don't think that's the phone call 3, as I said, end with her saying, my parents are coming back. They're fighting really bad. And she says that right away. My parents are fighting really bad. Sad face. Now the 4th phone call. Okay, the few two last ones were really easy, but a little bit tricky, but not that hard. The 5th one, we got a big hint that really helped me pinpoint the location, because it's not easy. Like, it's a big file. But again, the phone call number 5, first, that's a very short phone call. It's about 2.5 minutes. And he said, you know, we gotta pretend we break up on Yahoo. Like, okay, Lauren. And he also tells her, after I hang up, call Jesse, because I won't be the last number that called you, you know, on the old phone, you all that, like, redial, I guess. And I don't know, he wanted to be cautious. He didn't want the parents to do, like, redial by accident, and they call, like, hello, sir, who are you? Oh, I'm just a guy who's been showing my penis to your daughter. No big deal. So I found it, like, pretty easy. It took me a couple hours, but I was very happy. It happens very suddenly. Like, it's not planned ahead. She says, he said, what's the good news? I sneaked the phone. Are you still going out? Not sure, but I will be quiet. They are in the family room watching TV. Okay, let's do this quick. Okay. I love you, my precious princess. So now there's a gap here. And I'm guessing that the phone happened right after that. So now she called, because she always take a few minutes to call. There's a gap here. But you have most of the phone with Jesse. So I guess here, she called her. And then she pretended to be calling Jesse because Lauren told her to do that, you know. So he said, call Jesse after we're done. Okay, so that's why he asked. And I guess he's tired of waiting after 15 minutes. Are you almost off the phone with Jesse? Like, yeah, just a minute. Thanks, she won't stop talking. Tell her you have to go. Again, the bossy piece of shit. It doesn't say like, nah, take your time. You're talking to your friend. Like, take your time, Kayla. Have fun with your friend. No. Tell her you have to go. Tell her you'll talk to her tomorrow. And you see, what a bossy. I hate this guy. When you hear that phone call and the other phone call that were released, every little trace of sympathy and I would say comprehension that I had for Lauren vanishes. But now you read that, and I don't read it like comically anymore. I read it like, wow, this guy he's not a nice guy. He's not a nice guy at all. Okay, she won't shut up. Tell her your parents are yelling at you and they don't know that you called her. Like, wow, Lauren, you really want control over her. You really want Kayla to him. Like, okay, Kayla, you talked to Jesse long enough. Hang up and talk to me now. And now he laughs, but there's nothing funny. And now he goes on, 3 minutes, like, precious, tell her you have to go, please. Now, I guess she couldn't chat with him, and I don't blame her. Like, she's been chatting with him for a month. She says, great, now my mom wants me. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back. And now they talk. And then she asks, why we gotta pretend we break up on here? I don't know why she did that. Like, there's no point. Maybe she wanted to. I don't know. Lauren is gonna... It's a pretty fun exchange from there on, but I want to focus on the phone call. So that's what I wanted to say about the fourth phone call. It's very interesting. And then there's the 5th and 5th. They're a little bit subtle. Sorry about that. Basically, those ones were easy because he talks about coming and he asks stuff like... am I gonna be able? Are there woods? Can I park there? Are your neighbors there? And she says no, they're gone. Blah blah blah. And then she says, "You want me to call you?" Yes. Now? Yes. Okay, I had the wrong voice there. The phone call 6. Actually, the reason I say that both are there. He said because in the first phone call, he actually asked her, "Do you have a garage?" And she's like, No, but they do have a garage. And if you watch Lauren when he pulls over with his car, his truck, he parks right in front of the garage. So now, what probably happened after that call, some after it was probably like at the house. She was probably inside the house, and they told her, or maybe she was home and they were listening, and they said, "No, no, we have a garage. You have to call him back, and you have to tell him, because if he shows up and he sees a garage, he's gonna think that's the wrong house. She gave me the wrong address." So that's why she called him back. And Lauren says, "Thank you for calling back." And she said, I'm sorry. So that's why the two phone calls are there. And in that phone call, she talks about going to take a shower, which is something I'm going to have something to say eventually about it. But basically, that's the both phone call are there with no chat. That's 22 minutes. And then the discussion's end, she says, I'm going to take a shower, getting off, love you. And that's the end of the monography. So this is it. I wanted to really situate, give the location of every phone call in the discussion. And Shaman, if you have some time to do, because this is your chat log, there's a few things you could fix about the monography. But I wouldn't say fix, I would say improve. For example, you could add the phone calls. Maybe a transcript of the phone calls. I would be ready to write a transcript of the phone call. We could add them to the monography, and we could add a link, like if people want to listen to it. That would improve. I think they're part of the monography. Now that we have all of them, I think we could add that to your version of the monography. Perhaps fix the color here. That's kind of cute. I like it, but to make it more readable, maybe put it black. Or I guess if you wanted to make it really readable, we could put all that the same color, like all that would become blue and all that would become pink, but I don't know. That's maybe something to explore to make it more readable. And perhaps eliminate the date. Just put the time like this. That would be more cute. I would add a space here. I'm really talking about small details. It's really not important. But I would add a space here between the parentheses. It makes more professional in my opinion. So that's probably what I would do. I would probably add chapters too. I'm just giving you some quick, my opinion. It's good work already. You did an awesome job. Maybe add some chapters for every day, and perhaps say like a chapter 22, October 4th, 2007. And with page break, and you could have some kind of, presentation page. How's it called? Table of content. That would be good. We could probably write a small introduction too. So I'm telling you, if you have time to lose, write a macro to do that. That would be great. Maybe I will do it if you allow me to. If you don't want to do it for whatever reason, and we could add like an introduction, a few reflection. We could even at the end write a transcript of the bust, and perhaps even a transcript of the police interview. And that would be like the complete monography, all of Lauren's story, and perhaps even link or maybe even add the picture book in front if you want to have everything in one book, or just a link to the picture book so people can see Kayla and Lauren. I like the fact that you can read without knowing who they are. Of course, you know what Lauren's look like, and you know that Kayla looks like the actress, but you don't know what Derek looks like, and I think it's part of the charm. So maybe at the end we could at a conclusion go read the picture book so you can reappreciate that. I think that would be awesome. That's an idea that I'm just throwing here. We could even ask a section about the legal documents again, NBC. So I'm just giving you a few things that could maybe improve that. Just a few, if you have some time, if you want to, just a few feedback on it. That's it for me. So thanks for being there, and have a good night.